right, Blue Pill. Yeah, we live right now, Blue. We live right now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'm with Blue. You need a new name, Blue, with your waves, bro. What's the new name for Blue?
I mean, it's blue waves, you know.
Blue waves.
Platinum in them. So
Blue with the platinum in them. Okay, Blue waves, bro. Bill got the waves now, fam. Oh man.
those doing platinum. I'm really about this mineral life.
Indeed. Let's see. All right, so the chat room, people coming in the chat room.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to everybody in the chat room. All right, family, what's good, my brothers and sisters out there? Wu Moon, Shaka Rakim, Greg Marble. All right. Well, peep the slang. All right. I want everybody, more people to come in the building. All right, so Blue, man, we're going to address the family real quick tonight. Me and you was just talking on the phone. Can you hear me good, Blue? Because I don't have the mic. I'm using my computer audio. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clear.
Okay. Yeah. Would love to hear the Pill's view on that Dame Dash interview. Yeah, we're actually we wanted to do a stream real quick tonight to address, I went outside today and I came back to about 600 comments on the Dame Dash video. And I was reading through usually I don't read through the comments, but I was reading through the comments today and I said, and Blue Pill called me this evening, a couple hours ago, and Blue Pill was like, yo, maybe you should, address the people, give some clarity for those who might want some, need some, I don't know. But how many first of all, how many of y'all have seen the Dame Dash interview? For those in the chat room, we only got 100 people. The interview was hot. Dame Dash, a smart man. LOL. Soon they were hating. Okay. Well, how many of y'all have seen the interview? Everybody seen the interview? Well, okay. Well, I'm on. Okay, you seen it? Not yet. All right. Well, me and Blue gonna address the interview real quick. I just want to talk to the family about this platform, my intentions for this platform, and my vision for this platform, as well as the interview. To start out with the interview, for those of you who, concerned, I don't think I've seen that many dislikes in a video in a while. Because there used to be more trolls on my channel way back when I started. So there used to be trolls and used to get a lot of dislikes. But YouTube there's so many more people that they can hate on and troll now. They don't troll me as much as they used to. So I don't get that many dislikes with a video or whatever. But I just saw he was dropping gems. The girls threw it off, bro. Okay, we're gonna address all of that. I can't take Dame seriously. Yes, didn't like the interview. Star Power Blue said, I think that's a sister. She didn't like the interview. Okay, so like I said, in terms of the interview and the direction of this channel, I want y'all to understand something. The channel, where the goal of consciousness is to expand, to grow, and to get the message out there, and to interview people who we think are on the same frequency and could be a benefit to our people. For those who ask, well, why do you reach out to Dame? Why Dame? Why Dame? Dame is instrumental in bringing what we call a boss mentality, or ownership. Some people might say ownership mentality to our culture. Since his interview with the Breakfast Club 5 years ago, things have changed drastically in terms of the mindset of our people. You can see it all over Instagram. Everybody wants to be a boss now. Everybody wants to have their own business now. And this is something we in our community have been talking about forever. It's nothing new, but we don't have the reach that a Breakfast Club has. So when Dame says it, it goes four corners of the earth everywhere. Now, not to take for granted my reach is huge. Everybody tells me about how many people I reach. But in terms of what Dame was able to do, get millions of interviews with one interview, it was profound. This is a brother that successfully navigated the matrix, became a multi-millionaire, and in the process, he exposed a lot of people during that process, whether it was Harvey Weinstein, Leo Cohen, and countless other what they call culture vultures. I think we could learn a whole lot from Dame. Now, the thing about Dame has his shortcomings like all of us. I don't think I've met a man or a woman who doesn't have their shortcomings. And you know what? At the end of the day, maybe they're not shortcomings. Maybe that's just not our cup of tea, whatever that brother's into, whether it's his wife or whether it's the woman he's around. We have to understand that you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and you can't, sometimes you got to learn to take the meat from the bones. The gems that was in that interview, I don't want them to get lost because and I understand the optics, but you got to understand, I was coming into this man's home. This is this man's home. Beautiful home, by the way. And I think that's Tribeca, New York. I think it's Tribeca. I'm not sure. But I'm coming into this man's home to get an interview about a boss mentality and ownership. I have no right to tell that man who he's allowed to have in front of the camera. This is what he does at his house. You know what I'm saying? He hangs with the individuals he chooses to hang with, and he does what he wants to do. This is what being a grown man and being an owner, being a boss is about. You actually get to do what you want to do. So with that being said, in order for me to expand and to grow, I need y'all to understand. I would love to interview a brother like Byron Allen. Now, this brother Blue is the black billionaire. What if Byron Allen, and we're all rooting for him with this lawsuit, right? Now, what if Byron Allen says, my wife is going to sit in on an interview with me? Am I supposed to say, no, you can't have your wife with the interview, and turn down that interview? And the list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. So I can't dictate to a brother who he's having sex with or who he's involved with romantically. What I can dictate, the only thing I can dictate is the questions I asked during that interview. And the questions that I asked during that interview is in alignment, in vibration, in resonance with the same questions I've been asking since I've been on this channel. I wasn't happy and saying, yeah, we got to get this type of woman. Actually, when they made a comment about, loving different types of women, I said, and he said, why are men upset at me? I said, well, I think a lot of black women are upset because when black men with money get on, it seems as though they have a trophy white woman. So my questions are completely in alignment with my character and who I am. I need us to have a certain level of mental maturity in what we call the conscious community, the woke community. And I need us to understand that we're not going to agree with everybody. Me and Blue was debating right before the new year started about, the top lecture of the year, whatever. We also debated about the ADOS. My point is that that's my brother till I die. Not going to agree with him about everything, but that doesn't mean that's not my brother. I mean, brother. That's my brother right there, Blue. That's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying? KT, my brother, Reticular, those are my brothers right there. Not going to agree with them about everything. Sometimes y'all might see it on camera. But Panic, I don't agree with Panic about everything. The sister I just had on, don't agree with her about everything. There's not one person on my entire platform that I can say, I agree with them about everything. I don't want y'all to get the impression that I agree with everybody. I think everybody has something to bring to the table, and that's what I bring them on the platform for. And I think everybody I bring to my platform, from what I sense, have a certain level of integrity. And if I find out that they don't, then I remove them from my platform like I have in the past. And y'all know who I'm talking about. But with that being said, Billy Carson is another one. A lot of people are mad, Blue Pill, that I have Billy Carson on my platform. A lot of people say Billy Carson is the agent. A lot of people say Billy Carson, he's all lives matter. Now, I can't control how Billy Carson feel about the whole race thing, what we call race. I can't control how he feels about aliens or whatever. But I do know when it comes to quantum entanglement, when it comes to fractal geometry, when it comes to quantum physics, when it comes to certain things, that brother has something that we need in our community. So we can't afford to keep throwing people out because of something we don't agree with. Delbert Blair talked about all type of aliens that I didn't agree with everything he said, but that brother had something vital because blacks have been excluded from the alien conversation. We've been totally shut out. And anytime we try to get involved in a different type of conversation, we get boxing. What you talking about aliens for? Don't you know police killing y'all? Y'all not allowed. It's always what we allowed to talk about. Don't talk about aliens. Wait. Huh?
Somebody sent me a video 2 days ago, and it was some brothers from this country that traveled to Africa, right? They was in Zambia, I believe. And Zambia or Tanzania, one of these countries, but these were melanated men on a trip across the seas to another country, and the conversation went to, man, them niggas back home is debating about aliens again, right? And you know, our name got mentioned somehow, and I know the individuals, you know what I'm saying? And they were saying, yeah, you know, we want the brothers to come to Africa, and you know, they're wasting time back in America talking about things that don't have any relative weight when it comes to our freedom and liberation. And you know, this concept of how people police what it is that you decide to speak about at any given point because it doesn't necessarily fit into their paradigm. You know, there's thousands of channels on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And we're not a monolithic people. So technically, you know, these things come under the banner of metaphysics and consciousness. You understand? So you don't just have to be stonewalled and just speak about one thing all the time, because then that's what the people gonna say next. Man, them niggas just talk about the same shit all the time. So I don't want to get into the thing where it's like, yo, you can't please all of the people all the time. You know, I suggested more so that you have an open discussion with your audience to find out, well, what exactly do they want? You know what I'm saying? What is it that they come to this channel looking for? Because I read some of those comments and I was very surprised, you know, because I didn't know that the whole ideology of cancel culture had creeped over into this community or this segment of the community per se, where one person does something that you don't like or understand, and all of a sudden, oh, I gotta unfollow this brother, I gotta dismiss this brother. You dig what I'm saying? And here we are, 2020, you know, people are doing things in front of the camera and behind the scenes to push, right, these platforms into another space where the information and the message that you've been telling us for 10 or 15 years has changed your life and transformed you and made you a better person, right? There's 8 billion people on the planet or something like that, right? You feel me? Like, how many more people will benefit from the information that the KT, the arts degree has, right? Minus sensationalism. You wouldn't want to see some of this information get 1 million views and spill into aspects of the mainstream where the whole concept of consciousness is being hijacked by other people that are having these conversations on their platforms that are not really able to curate them.
Yeah. We're seeing consciousness had on by people and on platforms who aren't really able to even talk about the things, but you know, they're trying their best to stay current. Everybody wants to stay current, so they're like, okay, consciousness is current. So they're having certain conversations, and everybody's like, nah, that's not it, bro. Like, what are you talking about? So I need y'all to respect the fact that we're trying to grow. And it's not that somebody said no need to apologize. It's far from an apology. I'm just clarifying, because one of the things a mentally mature person can do is understand both perspectives. So I understand my perspective and I understand certain individuals' perspective, even if I don't agree with it. But that's how life is. So I understand your perspective, your concern, the sister's concern about the optics of this or that. But I want to make it clear where this platform is glowing. This platform is going to continue to expand, whether it's on YouTube or not. My platform, listen, Underground Railroad and KTL is going to continue to expand and be huge. But in order to do that, we have to get rid of the emotionalism. When Hillary Clinton is running for president, she goes around kissing black babies, hugging them, shaking, cradling them and stuff like that. She understands however she feels, dancing with Jay-Z, Her and Roland Martin doing whatever dance they doing. She understands she has to get rid of a certain level of emotionalism for her agenda. Now I have agenda for consciousness. And throughout that agenda, I'm going to maintain my integrity, but at that same time, I can't be so emotional that whenever I don't agree with somebody, I'm not going to interview them. Like I said, Byron Allen is somebody I would love to interview. Diddy. I would love to interview because, like Umar Johnson said, Dr. Umar Johnson said, the Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons have gotten replaced by celebrities. So the people who used to teach us about consciousness, they got replaced, and now the celebrities are there, and a lot of them are totally clueless, but they're there, they're in that position, and they're just like, okay, well, what they talking about now? What the woke people talking about? Well, let me say this, let me say that. So we're growing, we're going to get to another level, and it is what it is. So I need us to have a certain level of mental maturity when we approach this consciousness, and I need us to not throw the baby out with the bathwater in 1 second, Blue. And I need you to recognize and realize, just because Brother Rich interviews somebody does not mean he agrees with 100% of what they're saying. And a lot of this goes back to the Messiah complex. When we hear something somebody says, we're like, well, my Messiah wouldn't say that. Why would you say that? I don't agree with everything my girl says. And this is why relationships don't work out, Blue. Let me tell you something, Blue. You know one of the reasons why relationships don't work out and I'm in my mid-30s. I've been in a 15-year relationship in my mid-30s. Faithful. I ain't going around, I'm not going around doing shit dudes is out there doing. The reason why that works, compromise. Understanding each other's perspective. We're always not on the same level. I may be here certain things and she may be here. She may be here on certain levels. I may be there. But it's compromise, understanding, and it's patience with each other. And understanding everybody evolves at a different time. Right? When I met my girl, she was still eating pork. Now, in the last 5 years, I would probably say my girl ate pork one time or something like that. I'm getting rid of you. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not. No. I understand you came from a completely different background, whatever, understanding than me, but we work with each other. When you try to push a lifestyle on somebody, you chase them away. So Dame is where Dame is at. Obviously, this brother's growing. This brother has Billy Carson on his platform. He's understanding things that he never understood before. And he understands things that I don't understand. So I'm growing on certain levels, trying to catch up to him. He's trying to catch up to me on certain levels. That's how life is. We learn from each other. We're not, just because you may see a homeless man on the street and he may be better at you than in several areas in life, and you can learn from him. We got to learn and we got to extract gems and jewels from everybody. A real conscious person sees the best in somebody. A wannabe conscious person sees the worst in every single thing. And we have a lot of wannabe conscious people who see the worst in everything. Now, keep in mind, I recognize the optics, and I recognize that's not something y'all want to see. But y'all got to understand, when we interview people that so-called outside of the community and we're growing, everybody's not going to be wearing arcs. If I interview Barack Obama, y'all tell me, oh, Brother Rich, you need to interview Barack Obama. He might say something about the gay community y'all don't like. Am I supposed to say, I'm cutting this interview, I'm shutting it down, I'm out of here. Obama, you said something about the gay community that my people don't agree with. No. Me and Obama's not going to agree with everything about the gay community. But I should go in there like a mature journalist and withstand the interview, even if he's a little disrespectful. And a lot of people said Dame was a little condescending. Let me tell you something. Rest in peace to Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory was very condescending in a lot of interviews I did with him. Dick Gregory was very disrespectful in a couple of interviews I did with him. And me and Dick Gregory talked behind the scenes about that. As a journalist, in my mature level at that time, I was mature. I still continued to conduct the interview because I felt as though he had something amazing to bring to the people. And you know what? I'm not mad at him one bit about anything. Everybody is a certain way, but we have to learn that this world is business. We got to learn how to how to, see each other, meet each other halfway. All right, I don't like this about this brother, but I like this about that brother. As long as we, can meet here, we could do business with each other. I didn't like how Dick Gregory talked to me all the time. Don't think I'm humble and I'm like, okay, no. I'm very confident in who I am and my ability. But I understood how great Dick Gregory was, what he had to bring to the table, and he was an elder. And I showed him a certain level of respect. Mm-hmm. That's how I am. And now me and Blue, that's my brother. So me and him could argue a little bit more. Me and Red or whoever with my brothers, I could argue a little bit more, not too much. But it is what it is. So don't think I didn't notice that in the interview with Dame. I noticed it. I'm just maintaining my professional integrity and my professionalism. So with that being said, go ahead, Blue. Go ahead.
Do you think that there was anything that you was able to extract from what people might have felt was his quote unquote criticism? Like when he said, you got to step your questions up. How did you receive that?
I felt as though when he said that, is his lack of not being able to see both perspectives. I have to ask the questions that people want to hear. Mm-hmm. And this is how we both grow, because at the end of the day, when you're in this space, you only see from a certain perspective. Dame's been in this bubble, in this space for so long, he don't know how people see or view him outside. So I have to, I'm in I'm in my space, but I got people on the outside that keeps feeding me or telling me certain things so I can stay on my A game. Like you'll watch an interview and you'll be like, yo, Rich, what the fuck was you and Red doing? This real talk. Blue will say this. Blue's one of the people that will check me behind the scenes if I do something that he thinks is beneficial to the community. And this is what we need in our life.
Your platform, right?
Yeah, not in my person, but on my platform, yeah. So I don't think he has people in his life particularly like that. So I understand why he would say that, and I didn't take it personal. When you're able to understand somebody else's perspective, you don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you an example. Blue. Mm-hmm. I understand why white people get mad when if we don't want to stand for the national anthem. Do I agree with it? No. But to them, this country is everything.
We understand.
You know what? This country is everything to them. This country is it's everything to them. So I understand it, but at the same time, I totally understand Kaepernick's stance or my people's stance. But the thing is, they don't understand my stance. They don't understand our stance. They don't understand that we had a whole different experience from them. So there's a reason why we don't celebrate America like them. It makes them feel guilty. But me, I'm so mentally mature, I can say, you know what? I know white people are so patriotic. I know why. I know the opportunities America has afforded them and gave them throughout the last couple of centuries. So I get it. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just going to be the best individual I can be and raise up my community so they can have the same level of pride in themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to the understanding different perspectives. And when you understand different perspectives, you don't take things personal, Blue. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Let me read the definition of journalism real quick. Journalism is the activity of gathering, assessing, creating, and presenting news and information. It is also the product of these activities. Journalism can be distinguished from other activities and products by certain identifiable characteristics and practices. These elements not only separate journalism from other forms of communication, they are what make it dispensable to democratic societies, right? So in order to be an effective journalist, right, you have to have the ability to go in places that are potentially hostile, and you have to have a degree of litigation in your tool belt, because you're going to sit and ask people questions with a straight face that either one is potentially going to expose them, mm-hmm. two, cook them, make them uncomfortable, because you want to extract a level of information from them that either one, they don't want to volunteer, or two, they're not used to nobody, violating that level of perimeter that they set up. What I mean by that is people keep yes men around them, and they keep people around them that know their parameters. I don't want to piss him off. I don't want to say something that's gonna, put me in disfavor. So then journalists come along. And sometimes you even have to come under the cover of, quote unquote, oh, we cool, or friendship, in order for you to get close enough and get the person comfortable enough that you can ask them the questions that you need to ask. So the thing that, I take exception to, based on the commentary that I'm reading, is like the brother did not ask any question that he was, what I'm saying? Like, you asked the questions you were supposed to ask. I've never heard no one directly ask Dane that question and him give a direct answer. So he was ready for it. Oh, let me address this, such and such. And he addressed it. Now, your job as a viewer is to view information and find ways to do what you do with the information. However, if you want to utilize it, you utilize it. If you throw it out, you throw it out. Or if that information leads you to know something more about the subject, right? Then you'd be like, I'm cool on that person. And then you move on to the next one. You dig what I'm saying? So, and like you said, but it's also very important because we're in 2020. And 2020 is all about the optics, right? It's about clear vision. So, it's important that you do understand, and you said that you understand why certain segments of your audience might be, taken aback a little bit by what they conceive to be the quote unquote optics. Now, for the audience, for the family that's looking, like some of y'all said, you seen the thumbnail and you didn't even get into it, right? Because the optics didn't work for you. Other people watched it and they said, look, I couldn't get past the optics for 3 minutes. Other people were able to do the whole situation and look past what was going on in the peripheral and zone in directly on the gems. And he's like, damn, this nigga was dropping gems. This shit was gem laden. Because I was cooking while I was listening to the video, I wasn't looking at the optics. Now I was mindful of what was going on. My shorty, she kept me abreast about what was going on. But I was listening to the information. Now, I didn't hear a Dame that I'm not used to hearing. I've been interviewing Dame since 2003. He's always been arrogant. He's always been, he has a level of condescendence with him and a level of deflection. You feel me? That he works into his aesthetic as a quote unquote boss. You feel me? So you got to know also as an interviewer and a journalist, what you getting into.
Yeah.
So we already know when we go in and interview certain individuals, what we're going to potentially get into. And I think you did an amazing job by even going in and knowing those particular things, and you were still able to extract key commentary for people that if they want to, they can utilize for growth and development. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't find anything there, there's hundreds of other videos on this channel that you can check out. But if you want to check out totally, you dig what I'm saying? That is disrespectful to alternative platforms and media and journalists such as ourselves to go to lengths to bring people information that you're not gonna find nowhere else. That's a slap in the face. You understand?
So you know what I want, Blue? I want moving forward. I would love, like, people sent me Instagram. People done made memes about Dame passing the joint to the white girl. There's all types of memes about the video already on Instagram, bro. It's like hilarious. But I want people the same energy they put into this video. If me, let's say me, Blue Pill, and let's say Ayana or somebody make a video. I interview Blue Pill and Ayana about Black Love Tomorrow. I want the same energy and the same comments to be in that video that's in the Dame video. If I made a video tomorrow about Black love and I showed a couple holding hands, a Black man and a Black woman holding hands, and we talked about how much they loved each other, because it's boring, Blue, I doubt it's going to get that much attention, and I doubt it's going to have 700 comments in 8 hours, which the Dame video got about 700 comments in about 8 hours, bro. So what I'm saying is, we say one thing, but our actions is different. I need our actions. I need y'all to show the same amount of love when I show a black man and a black woman together holding hands or something like that, or when I have the topic of black love, which I've had plenty of times and didn't get nowhere near this amount of attention. I need the same amount of energy for those positive videos. I need the community to come out and show so much love for them videos. I really need it because like Mr. Jew used to say, everybody comes out to see the car accident. Dame got a white girl. Let me share. Oh shit. Let me send this. Yo, so-and-so. You see Dame with 3 white women. He got 3 white women and a black one all the way. Like, okay, the same level of concern you'll share for that. I need us to all to be concerned about black love. If I do a video tomorrow with my queen and my son, like I said that I've been with for 15 years, and I'm talking about, if we talking about the community, it starts at home, right? So if I make a video and I've been in a successful relationship for 15 years, right? And I'm talking about my relationship and I bring in my magnificent son, am I gonna have 700 comments in the comment section, Blue, in 9 hours?
Negative. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm wondering from this what they call it, nigga outrage. They used to call it, Tariq used to call it. Is it nigga outrage?
I mean,
and I'm not trying to diminish. Like I said, it's
I diminish them because they were triggered. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, we started a conversation around this. It was a wonderful conversation, and we've already said we were going to take it the next step further. We need to dedicate some more time and attention to what is triggering our people, in particular melanated women, because they are the foundation of the nation. You know what I'm saying? And something is going on. Something is not right. There's a level of pain that needs to be addressed, you know, and that was what I was seeing, you know, this abrupt, you know what I'm saying, triggering and expression of pain. And often those are the things that get people to respond quicker than feelings of joy, right? I mean, this is internet research. They say that, you know, people are a lot quicker to respond to things that they don't like than respond to things that they do like. Hence the fact that you could be having a fire live and it could be 900,000 people or whatever in the room and you only got 100 likes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's not a natural reaction. Now, if they disliked it, they're gonna hit the chat. They're gonna hit the thumbs down. They're gonna start tweeting while you going in. You feel me? They're a lot more compelled to act in that manner because that in that energy is gonna garner a lot more attention and comments, and you feel me? This is just how the internet is set up.
Yeah.
You know. So at the end of the day, you know, let's utilize this as an outcry. The fact that the people do wanna, they might not necessarily give you the energy that you're looking for if you come forth and say, look, I'm living a happy lifestyle, because it's obvious they not living a happy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And there's a level of discomfort because of that. And the sisters want to express themselves. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that, unfortunately, is tied into their concept that, you know, there are no good men, quote unquote, melanated black men, because they running off with Becky. You know what I'm saying? You know, there are things that need to be addressed. You feel me? There's things that need to be addressed. And I think that this is a wonderful opportunity to get that done, you know. And you know what I'm saying? They just need to see the optics reverse. So they're gonna see a melanated man up there with 3 women. You feel me? Or 4 women. But then they're gonna be in the comments like, oh, who this nigga think he is? The polite 2.0. He think he having sex with those, you know what I'm saying? Hey, sisters, you know, give me you know, they were like, show me a safe sex. You all right over there, sis? Like, we need to come and get you. This R. Kelly again? Yeah, free.
Yeah, they said they look like victims.
They
were smoking weed. I know 80% of y'all smoke weed. 80% of y'all smoke weed. They were smoking weed. That's what they was doing.
It was Smiz, bro.
Weed is legal, but before weed was legal, most of y'all, they were smoking weed. It's not a hostage. Stop. What's that word? Dramatize, not dramatizing.
Nah, they was zooted. They was hella zooted.
I mean, they were smoking weed. It is what it is, you know. I came there to do it. It's just, but the point I'm trying to make, and I see Sonetta and King Simon in the chat room. Shout out to
yeah, shout out to Sai, shout out to King Simon.
King Simon, yeah.
You are not responsible for the subject that you interviews. One, either their behavior, two, their decor, their surroundings. You feel me? Especially when you're going into someone else's home or their territory to strike an interview. You know what I'm saying? The interviews is like, you don't know what you're going into. You dig what I'm saying? You don't know what you're going into. You don't know what you're going to potentially leave with. But how can you say, yo, you're you know what I mean? Like,
well, hold up. I got a good comment here. Not a good comment, but an interesting comment. You know, Adina April said, "Don't be disingenuous. People ain't just having fake N-word outrage. Black women in particular respect your page and how you seem to uplift Black women and Black men. Black women relationships, not white women with the Black man. Stop playing." So Adina April, I mean, I definitely appreciate your comment, and I feel like you come in. You know, some people come from I want attention. So if I write something controversial, the moderator, Rich, or whoever might read it, I feel like, you know, y'all know I don't respond to comments, so that usually don't work. So people usually don't try that tactic. But I feel like you're coming from a genuine place, Adina April. So I respect your comment, number one. Number two, I always try to uplift the Black man and the Black woman. Number one, because I know I was at a place, Blue, in my 20s, Blue, where I would walk down the street, Blue, and I would hold hands with my girl, and I felt out of place because nobody that looked like me was doing it. And when I did it, I lived in Harlem at the time. Projects. Niggas in my hood looked at me like I was crazy. Not only that, just walking down the street, you get certain looks like, you know, like, what do you, like, you know, like you feel strange. Yeah, so I understand the importance of the Black woman, Black man relationship and the image of ourselves. And that's why I always promoted that. And that's why one of the reasons why I always made it a point to let you know that it starts at home, and the importance of my relationship and how that means everything to me with my son or whatever and my queen. And it's not perfect. Hell no. I called Blue about problems before. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no relationship perfect. Shit, 15 years, what the fuck? We gonna be, there might be a time, might be time, shit goes down. That's the point I'm trying to make. But what I'm saying is that if I'm interviewing somebody, like I said, sister, I need you to understand this. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because Blue told me, it was like 700 comments. And I just want people to know where my platform is going moving forward. If I'm going to expand and interview people outside of the conscious community, if I'm going to interview people besides Red Pill, Blue Pill, Dr. Phil Valentine, or this one or that one or this, people you're familiar with, if I'm going outside, we might have to get gems from people we don't agree with all the time. So keeping that in mind, sis, I understand your concern, but understand what I represent, the family I represent, and what I preach to you all the time. But I'm going to somebody else's home, like we talked about earlier. And at the end of the day, it's not like I'm co-signing anything. I'm asking razor sharp questions, even questions that he might get mad at, which he did. I'm asking questions that he might be offended at, but I know the people want to hear them. So with keeping that in mind, we have to, like I said, we have to have a certain level of mental maturity. I'm going to listen, moving forward, I need to let y'all know, everybody listening right now, I'm going to interview people that you may not agree with all the time, that I may not agree with all the time. But I get one thing I can't guarantee, family, this is from my heart chakra. Anybody I interview, trust and believe, there's something that you can benefit from. And for those saying, I seen a comment earlier saying, I ain't learned nothing from Billy Carson. that's you in particular. Maybe you have a certain set of blockers on your internal vision that's preventing you because you're biased about something. There's something, I'm gonna post a video. If we feel a certain way, if we feel negative about a situation, there's something that happens in our brain where it prevents us from finding a positive situation. So when they say be positive, it's not just feel good information. There's literally a scientific reason for why they say look at everything with a glass half full instead of a glass half empty. There's something called, I want y'all to look up, there's something called the reticular activating system. Everybody here today, if you're serious, look up reticular activating system. Now, we all know we only see about 10% of the light spectrum. When you're negative or when you're feeling a certain way, your eyes block out certain shit automatically. The job of your eyes, I think, is to filter certain things. This is a filtered awareness. Our soul is unlimited awareness. We come down here for filtered awareness, for a specific reason, to have a specific experience. We can't have a specific experience if we have unlimited awareness. What we have to do, we have to filter 90% of the shit out just so I could be Kobe Bryant. In order for Kobe Bryant to be Kobe Bryant, he has to filter out all his other greatness. Yeah. So he can focus on this tiny spectrum of greatness as a basketball player. So he gets to experience, it's a way for a soul to get high. Oh shit, it's like a little drug. Oh, basketball, I'm an inventor, I'm a dancer, I'm this, I'm that. We get high on different experiences in life. And after we finish getting high, we like, man, I'm tired of getting high on earth. I'm out of here. This is a filtered experience. We filter things out. Look up reticular activating system. When you have a certain thought pattern, when you say Dame or Billy has nothing to offer, your brain and eyes will produce that. I learned something from Billy Carson, and I've been privy to Bobby Hemmett, Double Play, Brother Panic, all of them, but maybe I just think differently. When Billy came with the, what's that thing? He came with the fractal geometry. I forgot there's a word, shit. But when he started talking about the fractals, he presented something that I didn't see in particular. But I learned from the brother Billy. And that's why I put him on there. And I think y'all can, and obviously from the conference, other people learned too. It was jam-packed. Blue, was it not?
I learned. Yeah.
Your mom's is like, yo, Billy's off. So many people told me. So it's like when people say that, I get it though. Like you said, the triggers, the all lives matter. We don't want nobody on Brother Rich's platform that don't say the white man is the devil. But you know what, Blue? We got to get over that. We got to get over that. Billy Carson don't think the white man is the devil. Let me just tell y'all that now. I'm not going to change his mind, but that's not my job to change his mind. My job is to say, from a mature chess player perspective, this brother has something to offer to our people, Blue. I'm going to bring him on this platform. Metaphysically, he could take us to the next level. Metaphysically, you know what Billy does, Blue? He ties science with metaphysics. So even if somebody says it's pseudo, he proves a lot of things scientifically.
Yeah, he brings that component to it. That he can make arguments, real world arguments. And I don't want to use the word arguments. I'm saying, things that are posited that might be considered pseudo. He's like, oh no, here's where science has qualified that. So he's a good researcher. Another thing that I want to say is I grew up in this community, and there was a lot of elder beef. So my elders would tell me I explicitly can't dialogue or deal with other elders just because they had ideological differences. There was technically no blood between either one of them. Oh, I ain't like what this nigga said about me, or I don't like what he teaches or how he teaches. You feel me?
Right.
If I was to have listened to that, you understand, I would be underdeveloped and my platform would have not been what it ended up becoming, because I had to make decisions on my own to go outside of that comfort zone, to learn things from people who I resonated most with at the time, to get a pedigree of information that this master teacher didn't teach. So it's like, okay, this master teacher might be the master teacher on health, but shit, I had an experience with a craft. I need to speak to somebody that can qualify what I experienced so I don't lose my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Oh, this individual over here deals with finances and taxes. These people over here telling me don't pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know what works for you at the end of the day. And everybody ain't gonna look the same. Everything ain't gonna sound the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all gonna come from one source. If I gotta go to the fucking the moon and Mars to get some information that's gonna help me better myself and maximize this experience here in this lifetime, guess what? I'm going to the moon or Mars, and I'm gonna take my camera with me, and chances are I might upload some of that information because somebody out there needs to hear this. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. This is an extension of our personal journey, right? And we're bringing cameras in so other people could benefit from conversations that we normally would just be privy to on our own.
Right.
You feel me? So I just, like I said, I take exception to the level of criticism that comes from people to say, you're going to dictate how someone conducts an interview or who they talk to. You feel me? And then majority of these platforms are underfunded. So this is not fucking public broadcasting. Like, you don't get money from endowments. This depends on the viewership. So I said, look, if these are your paying patrons and these are your viewers, have a conversation with them and see exactly what it is that they expect from this platform that they are handsomely funding. But if they're not funding it, if they're just paying attention and they feel that, oh, one thing that they viewed through their optics was something that they disagree with, so you're going to take your attention elsewhere, where else you going to go? I like to know, you know what I'm saying? Because I dip out with you once or twice. You feel me?
Right.
So we're going to stick it out like family. We're going to talk to one another like family. Yo, son, I ain't really like that interview because of X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? But we're going to get past that. And we're going to still continue the integrity to get the interviews and the information that's necessary, you know, for you to free your motherfucking mind so your ass can follow. That's what this is about at the end of the day, right? But as your big bro, I'll tell you, family, you know, we're gonna have an opportunity to talk about the things that are triggering us as a people, the trauma and the drama that we have to get past, because this entire year is about taking responsibility and getting out of victimhood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If we look at this year already,
Blue,
right?
let me ask you real quick, Blue. How do you sit up there and tell a people who has so many, it appears they have so many things against them, so many conspiracies against them that can be proven throughout the years? Facts, redlining, gentrification. I mean, the list, Blue, is a mile long. We have a list a mile long, right? And you're sitting up there telling people, don't be a victim. We got to get over this. And then it's like the more conscious we become, the more victim a lot of people become, because it's like, oh shit, this happened to Rothschild, the Bilderbergers. Oh shit, AIDS was a hoax. The crack cocaine was an epidemic. Gentrification. Oh, this, that. It's like the list gets so high and the shit can reach up to heaven, Blue. And then here you come, you trying to be all cool and shit, and you telling people don't be a victim. It's all good. And they're like, how, Sway? I don't get it. So I'm just,
Yo,
how can you say that to people that's so?
Every single day is this motion. It never changes, right? You putting the wraps on, and you putting your gloves on, and you going outside the box every single day. It don't matter, oh, I gotta knock 3 niggas down as opposed to 15, right? And that's just to say, you know, people just have that one image in their head. But these are representing your different obstacles. This is against me and that's against me. I'm gonna show up anyway. You're gonna throw something else on top of that. I'm gonna still knock that out the box. You feel me? So I'm talking to people who are striving for greatness at the end of the day, point blank, period. This conversation is no longer for the mundane, right? They can go somewhere and find whatever else they want to find. I'm 44 fucking years old. I don't have time to be having, you know, kindergarten conversations with people. So it's like, yeah, we got all that is against us, and we still great, and we show up every single day and get it done, right? You should be picking my brain to find out how the fuck do I do that? I can't begin to tell you the amount of things that I got done this month alone, monumental shit. And I did it because I had to be laser focused. And then I'm utilizing the people who are popping up on my timeline because I'm extracting lessons from their life. So I'm like, yo, yeah, I gotta get the mama mentality. That's the new shit. Yeah, let me get that. You feel me? Let me get that download. I'm gonna go and research that. Thank you. I'm not getting caught up in the weight of conspiracy that I cannot alchemically transform into any form of energy at the end of the day. It's gonna zap me, and it's gonna make me feel more and more like, oh, my success is gonna be met with a glass ceiling, right? Or direct energy weaponry. They're gonna blast me out of the sky when I'm in my Learjet going back and forth to the continent, seeing my 23 watt. I'm sure you looking at me crazy, but yeah, this is what it's about. It's about growth. It's about moving forward. As a family, we've all been on this journey together, you know, and we have made strides as an online community. Right? I do retreats and I go places, and people from this channel, right? I have already had real life experiences with people from this audience. I know the pedigree of patron that shows up here. These are monumental people. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many of them. It's an expanse. It's an entire world that exists here. You feel me? Shout out to Sarnetta. The same with him. Wherever I go around the world, I run into the fruits of our labor. The good works that we have done has maximized itself. Where you run into good people who was like, I was pieces of shit before I got this information. So you can't downplay the information. You can't downgrade the information. You can't cancel this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Express yourself. Yo, I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that, you know, and then let's build from there, because this is a move towards the right direction of saying, all right, I want to hear your concerns. So I'm telling you, be open enough that you can hear people's concerns. We live in a dualistic reality. So you have to be able to see both sides of the coin, because oftentimes we can't see ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? That's why now, you know, before I used to never read comments. I read comments now because I want to take an opportunity, if possible, to see something about myself that I can't see in my own ignorance, right? Without being, damn, I can't allow myself to such and such. Now, I do have to guard my optics. And then the people who are so traumatized and triggered, you guard your optics too. You seen the thumbnail and you knew that wasn't going to work for you. Cool. You guarded your optics enough to be like, yo, I know that ain't for me. I'm going to tell you that you missed out on something, but yet and still, even the opportunity to observe what you don't like is an opportunity in itself. You know what I'm saying? Even an opportunity for you to observe for Dame and see his hypocrisies or things that you don't agree with is still an opportunity for you to concentrate in your mind while you would never listen to the brother again if that's how you feel. Right? You don't necessarily have to agree with what Billy Carson says, but you know that it works for some people.
You know what, Blue? And this is the point I always hammer home. And you're not going to get this from many platforms, people saying it. And I keep telling the people, it's not, we have to get rid of, we're talking about paradigm shifting, and Blue's a part of a group called the Paradigm Shifters, and it's a collective of people from all types of different
background,
you know, backgrounds, schools. So like it's similar to the concept of the conscious community where, you know, anybody could come in with their say so, whatever. This is more concentrated, and they decided to tour and lecture across the world. And I love what the brothers is doing, right? So one of the things I want to get rid of, who's this texting me? This is Sarnetta. Stupid. He talking about, can he get you a chain for his birthday party? Texting me. Can he get you a chain? Stupid, man. Sorry, man. Come on, man. We talking this important shit. He talking about, yo, tell Blue I want to borrow his chain for my party. Come on,
Samaj got you, man. Samaj love you, brother. He'll make anything you want. You know.
Yo, but Blue, what I want the people to realize, Blue, is that we have to get rid of, this is very important, whether you realize it today or not. we have to get rid of this either or mentality. A lot of times people think it's either this or either that. Do you think this way or do you think that way? This or that, this or that, this or that. Sometimes it's this and that, and they both contradict each other. And you agree with both of them at the same time. This is what I call mental maturity. With mental maturity, you understand that the universe is a paradox. Two contradiction ideas could be present, and you could agree with both of them at the same time. If you're a metaphysical, if you have an ounce of metaphysical in you, look up the word paradox. This shit is all about the most influential figures in this world have been paradoxes, have been contradictions. Look at Tupac, look at Kanye, look at all the greats. We would say, yo, but he's kind of contradictory. It is what it is in this realm. Not saying that you should be contradictory, but there's a level of contradictory, or there's a level of this against that, and they're both right at the same time.
And I want to personally ask, you know what I'm saying, when Brother Ross Ben comes back from Arizona, can you please have him on your show so he can do his 2020 breakdown? Because he said what 2020 is about also is just what you said. It's not about the either or, it's about both. And that's quantum. You know what I'm saying? This is a quantum reality that we live in. So it's not about either or anymore. You know what I'm saying? You have the ability to engage in a multiplicity, in the quantum. And that's where we at. It's no longer about victimhood. It's about responsibility. You feel me? So, yeah, we're going to have a conversation, a very heartfelt, deep conversation to get things out, get them out front so we can get them out of the way about relationships.
I want to just leave one more thing, then I'm going to let y'all get a couple of questions, because we're going to get out of here after about 2 questions. I want y'all to ask me and Blue about 2 questions. But thank you for the Cash Apps. I just posted the Cash App link. A couple of people just sent some donations. Brock sent $4.44. Shout out to Blue, $4.44. And Leon, thank you for your donation. I got all types of announcements coming up with the meditation. Listen, my meditation music and the meditation music is about to be the biggest thing to come out of this platform. And I know everybody can't see it now, understand it, but I just want to say that now so y'all can look back and say, oh, Brother Rich did say that in that video with Blue. But listen, this meditation music I'm making, very proud. I'm very proud, very successful. I just woke up to this shit. I took a nap in the afternoon, Blue. I was listening to it. Oh my God. Woo! And I'm not gonna go any further. That's for another. I got a whole broadcast I'm gonna do with Cam Bada. And I talked to Red Pill about being on KTL. I'm gonna be on KTL and I'm gonna be on Black Dot's channel. What's it called? Urban X. Because I want to promote the meditation album's about to come out. So that's a whole nother show. But what I will say is that y'all haven't seen the best of me yet. And just like my brother Kobe had a second level or a second phase of his life in his mid-30s, is the same thing with Brother Rich. I'm still teaching consciousness, but I'm gonna elevate and I'm gonna grow. And I promise you, somebody please record this. Oh, I'm gonna be bigger than life. And I'm gonna still have my same integrity. I'm gonna have my family. It's gonna be absolutely magnificent. I'm gonna be the greatest of all time, like Ali. And I hope y'all take this. It is not arrogance, just knowing what you're connected to. I'm connected to the divine. So I have a direct connection that I'm totally aware of right now. And I'm totally in tune with. So there's no denying me. I want y'all to be on board with this. We all have this. It's what Jesus taught. Jesus said, the things I did, y'all could do as well and greater. Niggas took that and niggas said, Jesus is God. No, Jesus said, what I did, you could do and greater. It's nothing new. Nothing new under the sun. They've been saying this. But what I'm saying is I'm finally verbalizing it, Blue. I'm verbalizing my greatness. Something I haven't. I've been so humble. I've been Blue. I've been so humble. Blue, I'm gonna be so great with this music. And and I just want to verbally express it. And I want to give praise where praise is due. Praise is due to that divine source. I could call it God, but the difference between me and a Christian is I don't believe I'm separated from that source. The Christians think God is a separate entity. What I'm telling you is that me and God are one. Me and God are one. So I'm giving God the praise, if we want to call it God. God is the greatest, but I'm not separate. I'm a fractal. Billy Carson told me I'm just a fractal. You know what Billy Carson taught me about fractals and about the holographic imagery? The holograms, Blue, contains everything. The whole contains in it. Every piece of the fractal contains every aspect of the whole. This is why, for those I didn't learn that from Billy. This is why in iridology, they can study your eye and study the whole body. They can study the hand. They can study the hand and study the whole body because it's a fractal. Right. They can study your foot. They can get your foot and learn the whole body. It's a fractal. And each part of us contains our whole being. So a specialist could look at one part of your body and analyze your eye. They can look at Blue's eye and say your liver, your spleen, your kidneys, this, that. We're holographic images. We're holographic images, Blue, of the greatest thing in the universe, the all that is, God, whatever you want to call it, the universe, whatever you want to call it, Blue. And nature shows fractal geometry. And I'm not going to go into detail. You can look it up. Look up fractal geometry in nature. Thank you to Keisha Harris for the PayPal donation. A lot of people from overseas can't use Cash App, so I thank the people from overseas for recognizing that and still reaching out to use PayPal. For some reason, I don't know why Cash App isn't available overseas, Blue. Keep that in mind. But let me say this one last thing, Blue. I want you to close it out, my brother, and then we'll get to one question. But I want to thank Blue Pill for coming on here with me tonight. I told Blue Pill, I was like, Blue, you gotta come on here with me, Blue. So let me just say this last thing, Blue. Then I'm gonna let Blue close it out. I'm gonna see if I can share this with the family. Let me see if I can share this with the family, Blue. Okay, I think I'm sharing this now. Yeah, I should be sharing this right now. Blue, what do you see on your screen when I'm the internet?
Yes.
All right, so disregard if you're upset by this white woman, which a lot of you will be. I can't help it, but what we're talking about is the reticular. This is just one article. There's multiple articles all over the place. Like I said, there's information that we aren't privy to that people who took our information have accessibility to. And not only that, they just have the resources. We can't be so closed-minded. Blue, why am I explaining this? Their master teachers all research white people. Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Phil Valentine. Who else? Dr. Blair. Should I keep going, Blue Pill?
I mean, who has it?
Who has it? So I don't want the emotionalism. All your master teachers that are deceased, that you claim you love so much, that if they were alive, you would argue with them like you argue with us. They research white people information that came from us at the end of the day anyway. So the only reason I'm showing this, I need everybody, if there's anything you take from this tonight, look up reticular activating system. It's extremely important for us to know that this is a part of our success. And this is a reason why our reality just confirms our belief system. So I believe, and I said this with, I think 7, I believe black women ain't shit, Blue. You know what's going to happen? My reality, my eyes, their job is to give me what I want. So since I believe black women ain't shit, and it may be true from my past experience, I'm not saying it's not true, but what I'm saying is that reality creates a loop. So if you don't want to experience that loop, you have to change the way you view things because your brain is just going to give you what you want. Your brain is going to create a whole neuron network, a whole neural network based on what you want and what you say is reality. So let me read this. Your brain has a reticular activating system, which is a network of neurons in your brain stem. It is a sophisticated filter system. Remember I talked about filters. We are unlimited awareness experiencing filtered awareness that allows certain information to your brain and filters out other information. Guess who programmed that filter? You did, and so did the people from your past. The reticular activated system seeks data that validates your beliefs. It screens the world through the parameters you give it, and your beliefs form those parameters. Everything in your life is a reflection of your inner state. If you constantly feel unlovable or think people don't like you at work, your reticular activated system is going to point out every single piece of evidence that confirms that negative belief all day long. Listen, family, when you don't like somebody, woo, your reticular activated system is gonna find every fucking reason why you don't like that person. And you're gonna go from not liking that person to hating that motherfucker. And you'll be like, God damn, I hate that motherfucker. Because your reticular activating system wants to prove you right. It wants to prove you right at every point it's given. Why do we have the reticular activating system? If your brain let in everything at equal value, 14 million bits of information at any one time, your brain would go into meltdown. The reticular activating system protects your brain by filtering information and only lets it stuff it agrees with. Your confirmation bias. This is the scientific reason and mandate for why you have to take control and reprogram your reticular activating system to create what you want through visualization, affirmation, meditation, gratitude, and forgiveness. I'm gonna end it there. It talks about Oprah, but we all know what Oprah's on, so you're gonna say, why are you calling Oprah for, Rich? But I'm gonna end that there. But my point is that Oprah knows about it. We may not agree with Oprah, but it's something to her success besides her being a coon. There's millions of coons out here. It's not, being a coon ain't gonna guarantee you to be a millionaire. People say, well, she's a coon, that's why she's a billionaire. Being a coon don't guarantee you to be a billionaire. It just don't. There's a bunch of coons. There's homeless coons out here that wish they was a billionaire coon, but they're a homeless coon. That doesn't guarantee you to be a millionaire. What I'm letting you know is that, family, pay attention. And the whole reason of me talking about, there's science to this, Blue. Could you believe it, Blue? There's a science to this. Absolutely. The reason of me talking about the reticular activating system is to tell y'all, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, which I got personally from Bobby Hemming.
Right.
If you see good in somebody, extract the good, leave the rest alone. You don't have to mess with them. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to agree with them. But Dame has a certain level of a boss mentality that we need to extract as a people, a certain level of fearlessness that we need to extract from him, that we need to utilize. And that if we can't get that without bypassing the bullshit, which everybody got bullshit. There's been times when I had bullshit on my platform. Everybody. You got to get past it, and you got to understand and recognize the greatness in every individual. And, you know, it is what it is. I just want to leave the people with that. And I appreciate everybody for tuning into my videos, commenting. And I read somebody said, I agree with you, Rich, but I'm still going to dislike them if it's totally fine with me if you dislike a video. It's totally fine if you dislike the person, the guest I have on. That's totally fine with me. I don't mind at all. But I don't ever want you to not get information based on just because you disagree with something an individual says. I think we have a lot to bring to the table as individuals. Dame has a lot to bring to the table, and everybody I bring on my platform has a lot to bring to the table. And I just want to deliver that message to the people. But I'm done for today. I appreciate everybody for listening to me. But go ahead, my brother Blue.
These are the same people who still support scam. I ain't going on them. But look, this is a very important time and a very important day, and the confluence of characters in this narrative is amazing. Let me read this shit before I leave. And I hope Zynet's still in the building, right? Somebody sent me a New York Times article about Jay-Z and the NFL. Just came out today, right? And at the bottom of amazing article, shout out to Red Pill, he got it posted, right? It's highly recommended that you read this article, family. At the bottom of this article, it talks about how he even started his latest endeavor in social justice, right? This is what he said, right? This is the importance At the end of the day, what we talking about with independent media and how fucking close we be right here, in the lack of the audience's vision and support, right, has people stuck. When anyone and everyone else could come and swoop in and take off. With all that built, there was an opportunity. It says building to social justice. With all that built, there was an opportunity to make change. Jay-Z wanted an entire division within the company to be dedicated to it. Team Rock got its start in August 2018 when Jay-Z dropped in on a Rock Nation staff meeting in New York. Talk turned to news of a conflict at a Brooklyn nail salon in which Asian employees attacked Black customers. They were talking about Brooklyn, where I'm from, and I was triggered by that, Jay-Z said. We should have a division where we can talk to things in real time, give money, get lawyers, try to help, Jay-Z said at the meeting. If something happens in Mississippi, we will get Yo Gotti, who is a client from Memphis. If something happens in Philly, we get Meek involved, right? Miss Perez is in Team Rock, right? So in the last 18 months, it has organized protests outside of Marlin, Tennessee, and they go on and on to explain what Team Rock has done since Jay-Z decided, since watching that conflict, which we as news outlets covered. I remember I came all the way from Atlanta, come back to New York to cover that story, and it ended up becoming the Lionsgate story because we didn't know that the address of the location was 888 Avenue, and the day that we was protesting was 88, and the young girl came, right? The 12 or 11-year-old girl named Isis came with the bullhorn and shut the whole shit down. She opened the sky up and rain came. It thunderstormed. The Koreans got up out of there. The police got up out of there, and that store is still shut down to this day. And we had an opportunity as a community to bring our platforms together to see how we can empower, right, the community with giving them a platform to protest. Now, this man observed the same thing and ended up building an institution out of it that now we're going to see tomorrow converge with the NFL, right? And the funny part about it is Dame Dash is actually the one who started Team Rock back in the days. When they had Rockefeller, Dame Dash had a clothing line called Team Rock, was more the athletic arm, and Jay-Z didn't have nothing to do with it back then. So these things are like, even for me with my information in the Law 44, I got so many bombs just for this Super Bowl, because today is a 44 day. It's 2/2/2020. You know what I'm saying? And this is a 44 Super Bowl, unlike any other. I got so much information to share about this, right? How can I be dismissive in my narrative or my story about these players, Jay-Z, Rockaway, Rockefeller, and all of these people who the audience might have the wherewithal to be dismissive of because it doesn't have, oh, that shit don't got nothing to do with me. I never listened to a Jay-Z song when I was coming up. That's not our reality, fam. You know what I'm saying? We making the best use of what we got. This is already people who are part of our narrative and our story. So I commend you for going into the Lion's Den and getting the story that you needed, asking the questions that nobody else is out here asking. At the end of the day, no matter what the shit looked like or how uncomfortable it made people feel, because everything ain't for everyone. So for the people who were willing to go the distance with the brother because you trust this platform and you know that it has never let you down, yeah, salute to you. You dig what I'm saying? For the other people who took offense to it, you have every right to as well. But you know, your concerns will be addressed. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to do something in the very near future where we have a more expansive conversation about relationships to give women a voice so they can be heard. You know, so the brothers can hear. They can hear this. The brothers can have an opportunity to see themselves, right, through the eyes of their women in the community who often get to see things that you don't. You understand? So yeah, I look forward to this opportunity to grow as a platform. And you know, you're doing a great service, brother. Continue to do the work that you do and ask the questions that you ask the way that you have to ask them. And also, you know, people, you know, step into the space of journalism. You know what I'm saying? Get out here in the field and get to see what this shit is actually like in real time yourself. You know how hard it is to remember a line of questioning and be able to execute and ask those questions online consecutively. You know, it's an art form within itself. You don't see the brother there with mad notes in his hand and shit like that and questions in his phone. So you got to do a lot while you're in these interviewing scenarios, especially if the environment is potentially hostile. You know, you got to observe a lot of things. You have to be mindful of a lot of things. You got to hear a person on the inner ear level because you got to hear the shit that they didn't say to ask the questions that you need to ask. Like a lot goes into it. And I just want you to be a little bit more patient with our brother. You know what I'm saying? Because he's never let us down. And we want for him to start now because you don't like his plans for expansion. You don't understand where he wants to take his platform. You understand? Shit crazy.
Yeah, so I definitely appreciate you for your commentary and everything you know brought to this conversation, Blue.
Mm-hmm.
And you always have a level-headed way of thinking, and you bring us back to, you know, reality when sometimes we get too caught in the drama, and Blue has a way of bringing us back and letting us know, like, nigga, that's sensationalism, that's drama, that's, you know, that's whatever. You know, don't pay attention to that, you know. Maybe that's from your trips to Mount Shasta, which I think everybody should go to when the brother has the next retreat.
Yeah,
but
ShastaMeditation.com. We got one coming up March 19th to the 23rd. That's a whole nother conversation, and I want to talk to you about that mental health in the community. Good friend of mine, you know, somebody that's well known in the community. They did a 3-hour live yesterday, and they were talking about how their son had what normally will be referred to as a mental breakdown, but she called it a mental breakthrough, because these children, their kundalini is being triggered, right? The other aspect of themselves is stepping in at this time. And because we don't have any sort of initiation systems or rites of passage in our communities, it's being misdiagnosed as schizophrenia, paranoia, and different things that, you know, the medical establishment is treating with psychotic drugs. And they're churning, you know, you see the young men in New York talking to themselves, you know what I'm saying, totally spaced out. So mental health, the conversation about mental health and these star seeds who have come into this realm to do a different level of work, of spiritual work, and the space has not been prepared for them. So you have people with latent superhuman abilities that are stuck in mundane, mediocre bodies and existences based on them, you know, doing basic shit.
Right.
And yeah, don't allow your audience to put you in that basic shit box. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, transformation is amongst us, family. You're gonna see some things that you may not be familiar with, but trust and realize that it is on an ascension protocol, right? Everything is going up.
Indeed. So yeah, definitely. That's right and exact, Blue. That's definitely right and exact. And like I said, family, I just want us to keep in mind what I said earlier and what Bobby always taught: don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If there's anything, number one, I want you to realize, family, is that Brother Rich don't agree with everything everybody says. And if somebody's on here, there's something you can learn from that individual. And I'm going to be expanding. I want to interview Miss Blue, Blue Pill. Remember Miss Blue from the Block Talk days? Somebody on Instagram sent me the video she did on soul contracts. How your soul may have a contract with another soul to have a certain experience. And I didn't see the whole thing. I've seen some of it, but that shit, that shit was sounding good so far. So I want to have Miss Blue on here. There's a lot of people I want to have on here that I may not mention right now, but I just had the sister from Lucid Living TV on here. But I'm going to continue to expand, and I'm going to continue I want to reach out to a lot of popular YouTubers. So a lot of popular, like Ralph Smart, me and him been talking, but a lot of popular YouTubers that's out there, I would love to have on my platform and interview them and give fresh, different perspectives. So Brother Rich is going to be reaching out to popular YouTubers. If you know popular YouTubers and you want them to be on him, reach out to them and tell them that I'm interested as well. But I want to reach out to popular YouTubers and expand our perspective. And like I said, I'm not going to agree with everything everybody says, family. Keep that in mind. Ralph Smart got a whole different idea, philosophy on life than me. But the brother offers something magnificent to my life and to your lives, I think. So I think once we mentally mature, consciously mature, and understand that life is a paradox, and understand that it's not about either or, then we can have successful relationships. If we're looking for that perfect mate, and when I say that perfect mate, I don't just mean if you're a dude or girlfriend. I mean that friend. I mean that speaker. I mean that lecturer. I mean that basketball coach. I mean whoever. We're meeting people and everybody, me and Blue is engaged in a relationship. And it's a business relationship and it's a friendship relationship, but it's a relationship. Everybody we engage with is a certain relationship. And we have to be mature with our relationships. And we can't say, he's voting Republican. Imagine what if I was Kanye's friend and I told Kanye, I'm not your friend no more because you're voting Republican. That would be the most spiritually immature shit in the world I could possibly do. You like Trump, I don't like Trump. Nah, it don't work like that. Life, it shouldn't work like that. And you're not going to be happy like that if you try to maintain relationships like that. Let somebody be who they be. Don't let them infringe their belief system on you, as long as they're not trying to infringe their belief system on you. And if y'all have something y'all resonate with, then when it's time to talk about sports, maybe you could call them on sports. If it's time to talk about health, maybe you could call them on health. But there's something each one of us resonates with different people with, and talk to that individual when it's time to resonate on that information. But
Libra, in cosmology, Libra rules friendship or relationship, should we say? Contracts, right? So a relationship is a contract. You feel me? And that's what I'm telling people. You don't dismiss or cancel a fucking contract because there's one thing that didn't go the way that you liked in a relationship. No, you work on it. You communicate like grown folk do. You know what I'm saying? You open up lines of communication, you establish those lines and you work those lines until you iron out the creases. Because this relationship should mean more than you being able to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Because you either seen something or you heard something that you didn't like in the moment. You feel me? That's all I'm telling people. Give yourself some room to grow up. You know what I'm saying? If you would just stand up and you see how tall you are, you would really be amazed at the heights. Stop living like this.
Indeed, Blue.
Only my information, we can't. Come on now. Let's stop that. But
let's get about
get questions from the audience. You gotta
give us about what time is this? 1:30. It's late. Okay. Well, it's late in the East Coast time.
Saturday.
Dame, hold up. Dame did talk down to Rich. That was the problem. That's from Bay Rock Express. All right, so Bay Rock, I addressed that earlier. I recognize that Dame's tone was condescending with certain questions I asked, but like I said, I want you to understand this. The great Dick Gregory talked condescending to me in certain questions I asked. Let me say that again, because once somebody's deceased, it's like, the great Dick Gregory, Baba Dick Gregory, talk condescending to me. Go back in the interviews, and y'all don't have to go back. A lot of people told me about it, like, yo, Rich, yo, Dick Gregory be wilding out on you. He wilded out on me a lot. I was the young dude, he was the elder, and it was like, I put up with a lot of it to get certain amounts of information. I was humble enough to get certain amounts of information. But it gets to a certain point where, you say certain things, and sometimes there's a point where you're quiet and there's a point where you say something.
Look, journalism is sparring.
Yeah.
There's a technique that you have to utilize in sparring. you might have to get hit once or twice to land a blow.
Right.
It is what it is, right? You're you're in there to get something and extract something from someone who they don't want to give it up so easily. You know what I'm saying? And I yeah, I knew the things that triggered Dick Gregory to be
Huh? Blue. Huh?
right
Huh?
when he
Huh?
wanted to
Blue.
deflect.
No, hold on. You don't hear me. Blue. Blue. Huh? Huh?
You know what I mean?
My brother, Dick Gregory, my brother. Thank you for
That's
everything.
that's that's
That's
that's the
my
bro
brother.
right there.
Yeah.
You know, but he deflected as well. There's things that he didn't want to answer, and he got ways of getting you up off of him if you don't want to answer. And other men do that. This is what they do.
Yeah.
They have people in the community that master deflection. You know what I mean? So it's just something that goes along with the terrain. If in this line of work that we do, we understand this, right? We want to get y'all to understand it. Dane was not being this. I've seen disrespectful Dane. That was not disrespectful Dane. That was what you call it, deflecting Dane. That's what that was.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. But
and as a journalist, you gotta understand all of that, Blue. You gotta be able to dissect that in a millisecond before you come up with a response. So you gotta understand all of that, Blue. So it is what it is, man. But again, Blue.
No, I said you're sparring, and you got to know when to take a blow and when to throw one. Sometimes you got to just, you know what I mean. So it's you have to like really be a psychoanalyst as a journalist. You have to be able to psychoanalyze somebody because you're unraveling them with the word, with your question, with your demeanor, your calmness, your straight face. All of these things could break a person down. You know what I mean, and open them up. You feel me? And you hope for the latter. You want to open. You want to make somebody comfortable enough where they're opening and they're revealing. And I've had interviews where people walk away and they like, I've learned something about myself based on the level of questions that you ask because nobody ever asked me that.
Indeed.
So, yeah, man.
Indeed, Blue. Indeed. But oh man, I missed them interviews with Dick Gregory, Blue. Yo, by the way, listen, to bring it into full circle, the interesting thing is that when I wanted to read, because I've been had a YouTube channel, but when I really wanted to get it up and going, I reached out to Blue. And it's funny, this isn't planned. I reached out to Blue and I asked Blue for Dick Gregory's contact. I'm like, yo, Blue, I want to make Dick Gregory a regular guest on this channel. And Blue is the individual that hooked me up with his wife. And his wife, Blue, was like, she gonna ask you to fax something. Like, his wife, I had to fax something to her, and then it was just a lot of things. It was dope though. It was nothing. But it was old school. They had old school technology. And they was like, fax me this, and then you could do that or whatever. But Blue was the brother that actually helped my channel get to the level it is just by introducing me to Dick Gregory. So when it was time to return the favor and have people on my platform, I had to have Blue on all the time. Like Blue got, we got front row seats whenever he wants. His products is awesome. His products, Blue got the tendency of having the best products on the market. Blue is the master at, you don't release a product unless it's the best on the market. So whether it's sea moss, whether it's gold water, whether it's whatever, whether it's the kale, like, bro, like, I'm like, this nigga don't fail. Every time Blue releases a product, it's the best on the market. I try to sea moss. I'm like, Blue, this is the best sea moss. I try to gold water. I'm like, Blue, it got rid of headache in motherfucking 3 minutes. That's record-breaking time. I try his kale. I'm like, Blue, my girl, my son, we all love your kale. I never tasted nothing like this, Blue. I never tasted kale like this. So Blue is a genius with his products, and I'm glad that this brother helped me, and now I can return the favor and tell the world that he got the best products in the world. If this brother ever gets a store, let me just tell you that, and it's not because he's my friend or he's my brother, like I said. it's facts. If this brother ever gets a store and puts his products in a store, my God, it'll be the illest store in the world, family. It'll be the illest store in the world.
Thank you, brother.
This brother, if he invests his time and energy into something, it's gonna be great. But I'm gonna leave that there. Let's get to a couple of questions. We're about to get out of here. It's late. It's 1:40 in the East Coast time. Yeah, that gold water. Yeah, that gold water, son, man. Got rid of headache in 3 minutes. Y'all think I'll be lying? Like, I'm not lying. Like, and this is why y'all like me, because of my integrity. I was literally, Blue come to my basement. He's literally down the block. I'm like, Blue, come through. He come through. I'm like, yo, Blue, I got this headache. I'm rubbing my head. I'm like this. I'm like, yo, Blue, I got this headache. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, he's like, Blue, you know, Blue. At that time, Blue, you didn't know it could do all of that.
Nah, I didn't even know that it was.
You just said, you know what Blue told me? Blue said, yo, they told me. Blue said, yo, they told me. Blue said, they told me.
Told me it worked on a toothache, and I was like, somebody said it worked on a migraine.
Yeah, Blue said, they told me it works on a headache. I'm so desperate. He don't know, but he's like, yo, they told me, Rich. I'm like, give me that shit. Let me try that shit, please, anything. My head is, I'm about to cancel the interview.
Yeah, about to cancel the interview. I was like, nah, we gotta do this interview.
Yeah, I take it. I'm telling you, I've never seen that work in 3 minutes. What's 60? What's 3 minutes? 120. What's that? 180 seconds? How many seconds is that? 180. 180. Within 180 seconds, my headache was gone. I'm like, yo, Blue. Blue, we could do the interview. Blue, you ready? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, you know. I'm proud of my brother. My brother's successful with his product. I use all of his products I used before, and they all have been absolutely spectacular. I never used that one. I'm gonna be honest with the people. I never used the Crown Oil. I never used that. So the gold water, the sea moss, and the kale.
Out of here. Yeah.
Out of this world. Out of this world.
CBD infused sea moss and the CBD infused kale. So I'm gonna bring you some when I get back.
Man, listen.
I got a whole new product line coming. Trust me, life is amazing.
Yeah, Blue's a certified genius, fam. Blue's a certified genius.
Now, you're a certified genius, and that's why I felt it was necessary to do this, because I don't know anybody, you know, with more honest, integral platform in terms of journalism. And like I said, I just take exception to that I'm like, as a journalist, I've been a journalist for 20 years. And I seen people come and I seen people go. And I'm like, this is not the brother that you take a level of exception with, where you say the things that y'all was saying in the chat room. That's just downright disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell a brother that you wasn't happy with the fucking interview or the optics was something that threw you off. But to insist that you're gonna cancel and unsubscribe and thumbs down and all of that, like, nah, that's just unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people should be able to talk to you and tell you how they really feel, you know, outside of the emotionalism. So right. Go to the comments, the viewers, and see if anybody.
Let's get a couple of questions, family. Give me and Blue some questions. We're gonna take a couple of questions before we get out of here. Give us some questions. I wonder how many of y'all watch the Super Bowl tomorrow. I didn't even know Super Bowl is tomorrow. I just found out today. But I thought it was next week because, you know, February just started. I know it's in February.
Yeah, and normally sometimes it falls on the 6th, sometimes it falls.
Right. So that's why I thought it was next weekend. I didn't even realize it was.
They switched it. Like, remember the Grammys used to be right after the Super Bowl. They made the Grammys earlier this year and the Super Bowl early.
Damn.
I mean, you know, shit different. But nonetheless, yeah. Game.
All right. People asking about the coronavirus. Blue, I'm gonna let you speak on that. What's your thoughts on the coronavirus? Because my thoughts is basic. Like, I don't, you know, it's nothing. Yeah, I'm sure they want an intellectual, like my thoughts.
I have scientific explanations. I have metaphysical explanations. You know, the coronavirus, corona, first of all, is dealing with this aspect of, they said that they named it the coronavirus because under the microscope, it looks like a halo. right? So again, they're invoking this theme of the correlation between the sun sun and the son sun, right? This whole aspect that we continue to talk about with this messianic force this year. And this is a disease, a virus that you can contract from observation, from people looking, optics, looking at one another. And as I said, if we look at January, the beginning of this year, and everything kind of dealt with optics and vision and observation. You know, Kobe Bryant died because of optics, right? It was a fog. His helicopter pilot couldn't see, right?
Right.
You know, if we're going with the official story, I don't know if he got shot out the air by, you know, energy weapons or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying, according to the official story, they said it was an optic issue. The coronavirus virus is dealing with optics. So, you know, the universe is like, you got to watch what you look at. You have to watch what you observe and what you pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? And if you are paying attention to something, you know, be intentional with your observation. You're looking at it for a particular reason because of what? You know, you don't have time to waste time anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I did understand people saying, yo, the optics wasn't, it didn't work for me. This is kind of the first time that you've ever heard people speak like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the thumbnail, shit, by the thumbnail, I couldn't go further. Granted, I get it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's a full expression of people's reality and where they're at that particular moment. That's why I said, all right, we got to go a little bit deeper and really speak to people's pain body, you know, so we can get some sort of resolution, or at least give them a platform where they can be heard. Because if you bottling it up that amount of pain, I don't really want to know how that shit manifests itself in your life. You feel me? Let
Mm-hmm.
me give you a bullhorn and a platform, and you got to sound off. It might do something for you. You know what I mean? So coronavirus, scientifically, they're saying that it was contracted from, you know, them eating bat soup and stuff like
Bat
that.
soup.
Yeah, and
Woo.
it is it's like, you know, it's like a flu-like virus. It's gonna inflame the bronchial tubes, the lungs and stuff like that. People are gonna have respiratory issues, and as you've seen, they're collapsing and falling out. And, it's a 50% kill rate, from what I'm understanding. You know, half the amount of people that have contracted it have transitioned, and it is no longer something that can be contained. The initial virus was created here in Georgia, right down the block at the CDC, and they were saying that that was the old virus. So that virus has mutated, and now it has morphed. It's jumped. You know what I'm saying? It's jumped from animal species to humans, and Lord knows what else is going on with it. You feel me? But it's here. It's in this country. They have confirmed cases, according to what they're saying. More people have died from the flu this season. You know, not coronavirus. So the flu is a lot more deadlier, technically, than the coronavirus. But it's a global pandemic. You know, and it has the ability to uh, metamorph into something that is, you know what I'm saying, unlike anything that we've seen in a long time. And that's mainly because of where people's consciousness is at right now. You know, they are very much emotional, you know, in their disposition based on Trump is gonna skate. They're gonna get so emotional when they see Trump skate, because now it's like this man is untouchable. He's like super duper boogeyman to them. You feel me? There's nothing that they can do with him. So when the reality sets in that not only is he skating, but he's gonna come back for a whole nother term, this is gonna stress people out. They're already stressed out because of Kobe. You know what I'm saying? This is tax season. There's just so many factors. And then once again, like I said, the confluence of so much negligent behavior that we put our bodies through, from Halloween leading all the way up to Valentine. We're just attacking ourselves. And the people who just did your fast, they know what I'm talking about, because they know what was coming out of their bodies, and they know that they was geeking like they was kicking dope or something like that, right? That they was kicking the doogie, right? They know how that shit felt. So you know that the family who's not doing that is impacting their body with toxins and all types of craziness. You know what I'm saying? So we're just in a weird incubation period. I would avoid large crowds if I was you, family. You know what I'm saying? I would avoid large crowds. You know, that's why I didn't go to the Super Bowl this year. You know, and I would just be very mindful of my environment. You know, sanitizing my environment. You know what I'm saying? Not being too much around people who are quote unquote sickly. You know, and building my immunity, doing any and everything that I can to make the right decisions. I can't tell you nothing else about that virus other than this is another impetus for you to move towards locking down your health and building up your immunity and being mindful of what you eat and what you observe.
Facts. And that's not the drama-filled answer that a lot of people want, but it's the answer that a lot of people need. At the end of the day, we got to work on our immune system on an everyday basis. It's not a quick fix. Some people may say, well, what can I get to prevent me? Or it's not what you could get to prevent, it's what can you do every day to ensure, be proactive, not reactive. Reactive is fun. Being reactive is fun. It's exciting to be reactive. But being proactive can be boring. And that's why I told myself this year, one of my New Year's resolutions this year, Blue, if you believe, you know, the whole New Year's debate, but one of my New Year's resolution is to embrace boring. Once I'm able to embrace being boring, I can tap into things that I normally wouldn't tap into because my body gets frustrated. If I told everybody to stand like this and they're standing, say they're standing for 10 minutes, after 2 minutes, niggas is out of here. Niggas is out of here after 2 minutes. Nobody, after 2 minutes of doing this, standing like this for 2 minutes straight. For y'all out of here after a minute. Probably after 45 seconds. Because there's something about being boring. There's something about boredom that, especially in this age, the internet age, where there's so much dopamine being stimulated, you can't even do what you did in the 90s if you was born in the 90s. Because in the 90s, we had less dopamine being stimulated, but now it's like, oh, I need excitement. What the fuck is Blue and Rich talking about? You're not talking about it's not exciting? Is Tommy Sotomayor on in Urban X? Who's talking about something exciting? Black on Black Love? That's not exciting, Blue. Oh, Dame Dash is on there with a white woman. Ah, that's exciting. Blue, Dame Dash with a white woman? Oh, that's exciting. Oh, I got
news to y'all. Like, if you didn't know that 1 and 2 go together, like, when has Dame not been with white women? Listen. You feel me? So it's like your observation was the first observation of Dame ever in his life, being with lighter, fairer skinned women.
Listen,
ain't that what Choke be always telling y'all? Like, you got to go guard.
I want to end it with a question I seen. We gonna end it with this one last question I seen, family. Somebody said, how can I utilize no, a better question than that. How can we, this is from Rit1067, how do we absorb energy off that Super Bowl ritual magic they are going to be manifesting? Great question. Now, I'm going to talk from personal experience, and I know Blue will give a more professional, articulate answer. I know from personal experience, I know how energy works, and I know it takes emotion and thought, emotion being feminine, thought being electrical, emotion being magnetic, thought being electrical, together that produces that current. It's like you have a socket and a plug, and you plug that shit in and you get electricity. You're able to turn on your TV, right? But you need a socket and a plug. You can't have two sockets. You can't have two women. You can't have two masculine energy. You need a socket and you need a plug. You need that masculine and feminine, and you plug it in and you could turn on the TV. Life is not but this is not but TV. Technology is it's just showing us what reality is all about. So with that being said, what I want to say to the person that asked that about how can we gain magic is that when there's so much emotion being generated from these events, it's like the Jews that live in the black neighborhoods. When there's a killing, the emotion that we generate, it livens them up. And when they do their rituals, it makes the shit more real because they're having these thoughts and the emotions is in the ether. So even if you can't generate it, it's just present. The emotion is generated. You can redirect that energy into your electrical thought and make manifestation that much possible. When I used to be a vendor on the street in Brooklyn, say a fight broke out on the block one day, and I was deep into the studies of Bobby Hemming or something. So a fight broke out down a block. I was on the street in Brooklyn. I said, oh shit. I was hyped. First I got hyped. I'm like, oh, you know how you get when a fight break out. I got hyped. After the fight broke out, I said, you know what? I'm so hyped. Like my heart beating fast. I'm like, I'm gonna use this energy and I want to manifest my own shit. So I started thinking about things I want to manifest. So now my heart beating fast and it's slowing down. I'm thinking about what I want to manifest. And it's like moving in slow motion. It was beautiful. I didn't have no resistance for my conscious mind. It was just beautiful. And I was just thinking about my thoughts. And I'm like, yeah, I want this. And I want that. And I want this. And I want that. And I want this. And I want that. And it was just beauty. It was beauty. But at first it was like this because it was a fight broke out. But then it just slowed down. And I used that. And I was just tapping in. So when you got the Super Bowl, there's so much energy. Everybody's like, yeah, the Patriots are this or this person. Use that energy and just tap into your thoughts, your imagination, because all you gotta do is turn to channel 2. If you turn to the Super Bowl, the energy is on the TV. You can't help but feel that. Turn to the Super Bowl, the energy is on the TV. You feel that shit. You feel like the whole world is watching. And when you feel like the whole world is watching, direct that whole world into your inner experience. You may seem crazy, but that's what reality is all about, being crazy. That's what being a genius is about, is being crazy. Creativeness is about taking something from scratch, like the sister Lucy Lippin said, something that don't exist, and bring it to something that do exist. It's just some deep shit. But take whatever energy is present, utilize it in your imagination, and expand from it. And I'm gonna end it with that. But Blue, you can go ahead and we'll end the show with that, my brother.
This is gonna be heavy activating energy because the presence of the color red, right? Both teams are teams that utilize the color red, right? And they had to figure out because they have different shades of red, right? So the Chiefs got a different shade than the 49ers. Both of them are going to be in gold and red tomorrow. They're going to be in Miami, which is the root chakra, right? So it's a root chakra state, or it's a root chakra city. You know what I'm saying? It's a red energy, root chakra energy, a lot of sexual energy, right? It's going down right now in the DM. So there's gonna be a lot of that energy present. You're gonna have to tap in. You know what I'm saying? There's a cosmic narrative and story that's taking place with the indigenous of the land, because this is a replica of the 2012 Super Bowl when Kaepernick was playing, right, versus what you call it, Baltimore Ravens, and they was in New Orleans, right? This is a direct replica of this particular of that particular game. So you're really gonna have to align yourself with the narrative and understand that this is the indigenous aspect or the chiefs, you know what I'm saying, versus the colonizers or the settlers or the 49ers, the people who came to the West and caused the massacre in order to get to that goal, right? They caused rivers of red flowing in order to get to that goal. But they also represent the church because they represent Jesuits. Saint Francis Assisi is dealing with the Catholic Church, dealing with the Jesuits. You know what I'm saying? Hence the fact that after the 2012 Super Bowl, which was played in 2013 in February, 9 days after that is when the Pope Benedict stepped down. And this is when the Jesuit Pope finally came forward, St. Francis, after the San Francisco 49ers initially lost that Super Bowl, but it was the coronation ceremony for Kaepernick, right? Turn them ultimately into super hero, what you see today. So this is a special one. This is a deep Super Bowl. There's so many overlaying aspects of it. So, every 44 situation possible to play right now, especially with the NBA being activated. Tomorrow is today, should I say, is 4-4. The red energy, that Mars energy, the competition is Mars energy, but all of the red is blood. 44 is blood, 44 is Mars. Both teams got, their quarterbacks got 44 energy on them. The teams got the 44 energy. I mean, it's just, it's going to be crazy. You feel me? How do you tap into that? Like the brother said, through proper focus and visualization. You know what I mean? You have to be able to tap into first you have to be able to understand the narrative, make sure that you're on the right side of the narrative, you know what I'm saying? And then receive all of the energy that comes from there. I might have to do a pregame show because I learned so much about Kansas City in doing the research for this. You know what I'm saying? I learned so much about Kansas City and it being the Underground Railroad, right? Last stop on the Underground Railroad. Yeah, this is key. We're gonna have to get the story out before the game goes down. So I very well may be doing a pregame show tomorrow, like around 4 or something, 4:44,
Okay.
something like that.
On the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
dope.
Dope.
Yeah, definitely look forward to that. I didn't, like I said earlier today, I didn't even realize tomorrow was the Super Bowl. Me and KT was supposed to do something on the coronavirus, but now that I know the Super Bowl, we might postpone it to Monday, family. I'm not sure, but yeah, I didn't even know. So, but the KT interview is coming soon. If everybody who wants to know more details about the corona, I will be doing something with the brother KT. Like I said, we was gonna do it tomorrow. I wasn't even with us at Super Bowl. I know some of y'all won't even be watching. I don't know if I'm gonna still do it or if I'm gonna postpone it, but it will be coming up in the next couple of days. But with that being said, Blue Pill, leave your somebody wrote so no more boycott in NFL. I don't watch. I'm not a football fan to begin with, so I don't even know. It's nothing for me to boycott, and if I don't watch it, like I'm not a football fan, so I'm not even part of that whole conversation. You would have to ask Blue Pill that personally, but me personally, I don't even watch. I don't give a fuck about. Like I said, I don't even know it was tomorrow. I literally don't give a fuck about football. Like that's just not. I'm a basket. If there's a sports, I'm a basketball fan. Like hardcore. Like I my whole life I've watched basketball. So Blue could answer that if he chooses to. Yeah.
I'm not a fan of football, but I do decode NFL Super Bowls, right? NFL is a religion on this planet, and anywhere where you have a concentration of attention and energy, those are prime, ritual sacrifice opportunities. And like I said, it's the coalescing of the majority of the players are melanin. This is activated melanin. There's a cosmic narrative. Anytime and anywhere that you see melanated people that activated, especially, there's a cosmic narrative in play. So yeah, I want to extrapolate what the information and the gems are that the universe is sharing, right? And I also go anywhere that the 44 takes me. And the Super Bowl happens to be, one of those venues. So I don't have a team. You ain't gonna see me, you've never seen me with no athletic gear. I'm not into none of that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a decoder.
Mr. 44, that's Blue Pill, Mr. 44. Listen, family, I want to thank, we can't be on here all night, but I want to thank all y'all for tuning in.
Yes, thank you, family.
We about to get out of here. I want to thank Blue Pill, like I said, for taking his time out just to join this broadcast with me. Like I said, I asked him and the brother just came on here with me, and I appreciate it. We've been on here for over an hour. Stay on it. Like I said, make sure you support everything Blue Pill for whatever reason. The brother's he's a genius with his products. Whatever he releases seems to just be amazing, absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't just say that because he's my friend, but the brother has amazing products, whether it's Go Water, Sea Moss, or the Kale. I want you to make sure you buy his products. The brother got amazing
Silver,
products.
yeah, that silver is something that the family definitely might want to stock up.
What's that? What's that, Blue? What you talking about? What's that? I didn't.
What the people call colloidal silver.
You got that?
Yeah, I've always had that.
I never tried that.
SoGoBiz.com.
So, Blue, what's the difference between colloidal silver and the gold?
I mean, those are two different elements.
What does it do different? What does it do different to the body?
One is on the offense and the other's on the defense. So gold activates, the pineal gland, and it deals with solar energy, sun energy. So energy, cell regeneration, DNA repair, you know what I'm saying? All of the things that we attribute with clarity of thought, focus, everything that you attribute with the sun, right? With
Right.
solar entity. Whereas if you look at the lunar entity and you go to silver's defense, so it's antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It kills germs. It goes in there and it does this, it's a vampire killer. So it's going to kill germs, parasites, and the rest of those things. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to keep a sterile environment and you have a flu, sore throat, strep throat, any of those things, or if you want to just make sure that the air around you is sanitized and clean, that's what silver's for. You know what I'm saying? Silver's germ killer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting, man. I'm glad you got both of those, the silver and the gold, my brother. And I'm sure the people, when you look up the history of the silver spoon and all of that, and why people use silverware, I'm sure you can see some of what Blue Pill is talking about. So I definitely advise you to look that up. And like I said, as far as the gold water, the kale, and the sea moss, that's something that I personally experienced, and it's like, man, it's out of this world. So something else I just want to let you know once again, family, my meditation music is something that I'm going to be moving with heavy in the near future. I struck gold with this. I know I did. If we're talking about gold, I struck gold with this meditation music. The way it has shaped my thought process in my dreams, like the way I dream at night, the way my girl dreamed, the way it has shaped, like this is listen, me and Cambada, just to give y'all a sneak peek. Teddy Riley was on the Breakfast Club. Teddy Riley said, when you come up with a new sound, you have to name it. He said, when you have a sound, you have to name it, and that's how people remember you. And that's when he came up with New Jack Swing. Me and Cambada is coming up with a sound, an energy called medicinal music. It's not the Holy Ghost. Well, Holy Ghost is hip hop. We're coming up with a new sound called medicinal music, and it's strictly for healing people. It's music for healing people. If you look at the ancient symbols for music and the ancient symbols for healing in Chinese, it's pretty much identical. Mm-hmm. Music and healing has always been synonymous with each other. Me and Cambada is forming a whole new genre of music called medicinal music. The first entry into this genre, and instead of audio books, Cambada's coming out with music books. His first entry, the 44 Laws of Mayat, is going to be a music book. So if you want your children to learn the 44 Laws of Mayat and they don't want to read it, there's going to be a musical artist with good music who's going to do it in musical form. If you look at our children, they come into this. My son dances. I'm like, me and my girl, like, why this nigga always dancing? He just coming to this world dancing. As soon as he can move, he dancing. Our children is dancing. We come from the realm of music to this realm. We come from the realm of music. That's where we come from. We come from the realm of movement. Our DNA, our cells are dancing right now. If you can see ourselves, like they say, energy never rests. The energy is like this. The energy, you know the Harlem Shake, Blue? Blue, you know the Harlem Shake? Blue, our cells is like the Harlem Shake. So why you think if we so connected because of our melanin, why you think why you think we do this and all this other shit we do, whatever we do?
It's what we're doing on a cellular level.
Micro, macro, as above, as below, so below, or whatever that is called.
Yo, I seen this video. I seen this video today. Somebody sent me a clip, right? Future, he was at a wedding and he was in the back row, right? And he was just being run real unopposing. And the I guess the groom was heading to the front and he had a little baby with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the little baby walked past Future and the baby looked up and see Future and baby started dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's deep. A baby recognizes son is like, oh, you the dude that got the Molly song. I'm like,
yeah. Bro, listen. We come from that realm. We come down here and we're taught to be still. What if school was all about, what if in antiquity there was a language that was pure poetry? What if in antiquity we had a language that all rhymed like how poetry just flows?
You ever read the Quran?
Yeah, exactly.
Like poetry. You like, how did they translate this into Arabic where it rhymes in English? This is crazy.
Listen, you'd be surprised who we were in antiquity. We were very musical, flowing, melodic, harmonic. Everything is about harmony, melodic and melody and harmony. That's who we are as a people, family. And we got, like I said, this is why I said the platform is going to grow so much. It's going to grow so much. And the real people are going to stay, and those who aren't real are going to leave. But I understand the people who are a little confused. And this is why I'm making that video today. For those who may be a little confused or who may not know, but we're all about growth. I'm here with you. I'm always going to be here with the people, but I need y'all to understand how this world works. And I need you to understand our intentions and our motives in this and what type of, what type of role we playing out here. But with that being said, it is 2:09 in the morning on East Coast time. Blue Pill, get the people your information so they can contact you if they want to hit you up, my brother. It's late, my brother. It's late.
At Blue Pillar 44, that's on IG. Blue Pillar 44 at gmail.com. Goldwater.com. GOLDEWATER. SoulGoldBiz, SoulGoldBiz.com. SoulGoldBiz.com. ShastaMeditation.com for the retreat. And Hemp for the number 4, Hemp for Victory 2020, numbers 2020.com for the CBD information. We have a big business summit coming up February the 8th out here in Atlanta, where we're bringing out all the experts. All right, it's an amazing event.
So stay tuned, family. I'll talk later more about the meditation. I see y'all talk about the binaural. As far as a meditation album, there will be binaural tracks on there where I have a sound in the right ear, a sound in the left ear. This ear is going to be tuned to hertz. That is going to be tuned to hertz. And the difference between them might be a theta hertz. And that's going to allow you to tap into a certain frequency, to allow you to tap into a certain type of thought process. Shit is deep. Man.
Just send that shit.
Listen, Blue, like I said, I struck gold with this. This right here, family, the meditation music, I struck gold with this shit, family. Like I'm telling you, like, and you know, Blue, you know what's funny? Shit always come full circle. Yo, my first meditation beat, Blue Pill did a poem on. Remember the Success? And he was like Asia. And he was like CA. What was it? Yo,
beautiful, like CA.
Life is beautiful, like CA, yo.
That's my joint.
Yo, my first.
I love that beat, man.
I had a beat that was like a meditation type beat with affirmation, and every like 4 bars, the beat would say success, success, and Blue wrote a poem to him. The shit is absolutely beautiful. It's on like old videos from like 2016 or something like that. Yeah. It was a couple of videos that we did that I put it on there, but it's been in my mind for a while to do this. And I finally let it loose. I had to let Holy Ghost 1 and 2 out first. That had to get out of me, but this is nothing new. Me and Blue look forward in the future also with this medicinal music. I got to do a poetry album with Blue Pill. So like I said, this thing is going to be, this is a new genre, but I gotta do these instrumental, this meditation music for y'all to sleep and for y'all to walk in. It's also walking meditation. Cambada gotta do these music albums because you got audio books. He's gonna do music books. I gotta do these poetry albums with Blue Pill. I got to. Because Blue Pill's the man with the poetry. I got to. It's just so much. Listen, stay tuned, family. Thank y'all for sticking through with us. But we have so much to offer y'all. I am tuned in to my God frequency right now. I'm tuned in. Nothing's going to stop me. This is beautiful. Blue Pill, as you can tell, is tuned in. Go to the Mount Shasta. Support his products. Like I said, help me tremendously. And it's just gonna be beautiful, y'all. It's gonna be beautiful, y'all. The fast, I did a fast at the top of the year with KT the Arts Degree. The best fast I did in my my whole life. So, man, this shit is getting better and better, Blue. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, we going up, man, and we want, we want as many people who qualify to be there to go up with us. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what this is about. This is a service-driven channel. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of sacrifices that are made to make sure that your life is better. As the people out there who we don't even know, that's very selfless. You know what I'm saying? The brother deserves more than what that comment section looks like. So with that, on that note, I want to say peace, love, and light. Thank you. Continue doing the good work, brother. All right. We see you out here. Peace.
Peace, family.